Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Here's a story of a man and a lady. I guess they're superheroes, but that's not what they do. The show's not really about them doing that stuff. It's all quite confused. Welcome back to another Super Not Funny Show reviews. I am Mo Thépuppét. Yes, that's French, and I'm here to talk about WandaVision. WandaVision that just premiered on Disney Plus, and it premiered with the first two episodes, two half-hour, 22, 23-minute episodes, and they are kicking off, launching, if you will, the MCU on the small screen. So, what did I think about these two episodes? Are they good? Are they bad? Should you be checking them out? Stick around, and we're going to talk about it. They kicked it off with two episodes, episode 1.1 and 1.2. I guess because Vision's, I don't know, because he's an android or something. No titles. So I took the liberty of adding titles, and this is just to say, Disney, if you don't want people adding stupid titles to your episode numbering, you should do it yourself. So there you go. So here are my episode titles. We're going to start off with episode 1.1, or oh shit, it's the 50s. Watch out for them commies. WandaVision, promise to be a love letter to classic American sitcoms, and golly gee, Willikers does it deliver. However, if you came for the superheroics, you're going to be disappointed. It's not exactly clear what is really going on, and these don't seem like the WandaVision we've all known from the movies. While the show puts on a greatest hits of TV tropes from the 50s with a lot of style and a lot of character and a superpower sometimes, the laughs are generally pretty mediocre, if I may say, pretty typical of the style of the 50s sitcom. Maybe this is intentional, I don't know. Then it knocks you off the laugh track with a creepy ass scene of a man choking. And it kind of reveals in this scene that something is very wrong here. Something's wrong with this whole scenario. It's just too bad it takes almost the entire episode to get there. The show does look good, and it sounds top-notch. It has great costumes, great set design. Felt really good to hear the Marvel logo music at the start, as if to say, hey, this is real Marvel TV. I'm looking at you, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Also, everything on Netflix. Also, this Hellstrom thing. The in-show commercial was pretty neat. Stark Industries toaster, because, why not? Let's put an arc reactor on a toaster. But that was a good touch. I liked it. It sticks with the whole theme of this show so far. Paul Bettany is he's hamming it up. Like, seriously hamming it up. And he's really, really great. Elizabeth Olsen, she's really great. She's channeling all of the sitcom wives you've ever seen. She's having a ball. And Kathryn Hahn coming in to steal scenes in the few scenes she had. Pretty great. But overall, I'd say this was a solid, not great episode. It does get better if you don't expect any hero action, but this is an MCU show, so you expect hero action, and you don't get any in this. There is a hint at a grander mystery surrounding this show, like, why does it look like a 50s sitcom? And there's hints that Wanda's powers may be getting out of control. There is a lot of use of powers in here. No superheroics, but a lot of using powers to, I guess, as if you're a wizard in Harry Potter or something. But there are some good reasons. Those are some good reasons to come back for the next episode. And also, if you pay attention, if you see it, there's a little Easter egg. There's a little hint at what may be coming in the future. There's a little logo with a sword on it. What is that all about? Ooh, I guess we gotta wait and see. So, episode 1, go check it out. I think it's pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. I mean, it's good, not great, and just kind of check your expectations about superheroics at the door. And then we come to episode 1.2, or as I like to title it, oh shit, it's the 60s. Watch out for those coloreds. What? You'll see what I mean when we get through the episode. So, in this episode, new house, new clothes, and no explanation whatsoever because who needs it? The 60s sitcom feel of this episode sort of channels Bewitched with a dash of I Dream of Jeannie. I suppose you could throw Mary Tyler Moore in there and Dick Van Dyke, etc. If you're old enough to know what the hell I'm talking about, I don't know. Maybe you're not the target. Maybe you're not the target demographic for MCU stuff. I don't know. Yeah, but and guess what? There are black people in this episode. Surprise! Yeah, a couple of black people show up in this episode. It's kind of giving you an idea that this is a new decade in the sitcom era. It's not a coincidence, I think, as far as that happening. The plot of Wanda's socially important fundraiser being jeopardized by a drunkenly functioning Vision is fun and funny, especially with her having to use her powers to cover up him using his powers. But it's pretty much, let me just say, it's like a best of, as in the previous episodes, the greatest hits of all these little TV tropes that happened in sitcoms that time period. And in that way, I suppose I wouldn't even call it a pastiche. It's, again, this is supposed to be a loving tribute to sitcoms of other eras. And in this way, it really does lovingly give a tribute. We hear some more, or we see some more hints that, again, all is not as it seems and something's going on. Like a strange voice from the radio asking Wanda, who's doing this to you? Who's doing to what? So, and somebody else hears it. So it's not just Wanda hearing things. And then there's a guy in a bee suit coming out of a dang manhole. What's that all about? No, zero context. It just happens. We do see Wanda using her powers not just to make their little fundraiser thing go off, but also to rewind time. It's crazy. And as I said before, watch out for the coloreds. She coloreds the world. So that's that happens. All sorts of things are happening in this show. No explanation whatsoever. Again, this is a solid but not great episode. It's about on the same level as episode 1 with all its attention to detail, as far as set dressings and how people act and the storylines and the like. I will give it credit for actually being funnier than the previous episode and more fun to watch. There's just, I'll say, not enough Catherine Hahn in this. She was playing it up in the previous episode, and this one she's a little more subdued. Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen continue to just shine in here as like stereotypical sitcom, period correct versions of themselves. And they lean into the zany nature of the episode. Still no superheroics. No, not even a hint at it. It's unfortunate. And I'm sure that's very confusing to people who are used to the MCU and all the punchy, kicky, laser light shows that they get. And there's just none of that in there. This really is just a 60s sitcom with Wanda and Vision in it. It's fun enough to watch. Not really clear how any of this relates to the overall story of the season. And, how do I know that? We haven't really been told that, what the story of the season is. But if you've been following this show before it came out, you can guess. Overall, the first 2 episodes are strange and new and definitely different from anything you've really seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe up to this point. Were these the right episodes? Was this the right show to kick off Marvel on Disney Plus? I don't think so. I think the original plan to start off with Falcon and Winter Soldier was the correct one, but COVID and shit, what can you do? This was ready. Falcon and Winter Soldier isn't, so we just have to get what we get. And I would say this is something that you're going to have to make yourself come back to if you're expecting more MCU superhero stuff. But in terms of entertainment production values, I think it's definitely worth a watch. There's promise of further reveals going forward, and that should bring you back because you want to know what the hell's going on with Wanda and Vision. All right, those are my thoughts on WandaVision from Disney Plus and the MCU. If you have a chance to go check it out, do so. If you got any comments, agree with me, disagree with me, just want to give me your thoughts on what happened in these episodes, hit me up down in the comments, or you can email supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or on Twitter @supernotfunnys1. I'd love to hear from you. Well, we're going to cover the next episode in a week's time. In the meantime, you guys stay cool, and we'll see you on the other side of the threads, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags. Peace.